Ever think of a time in your life when you were tempted to quit the ministry? That was the question. And I don't remember the answer that the fellow gave, but it certainly wasn't my answer. Because I wanted to grab the microphone and say, yes, every Sunday night, every Sunday evening I do. The people, of course, would not believe that. But there's a sense in which it is absolutely factual. It is absolutely true. Because we bring to our responsibilities ourselves. We carry into those situations the burdens that we bear, the concerns for our families, and all kinds of issues. In fact, I went looking for somewhere that I had perhaps said this, and I found it, because everything you say now is taken down to be used in evidence against you. And I was asked a question about crippling despondency. And I replied in a similar way. I can't make a comment about clinical depression. I haven't experienced it, but I do know it's real. I cannot comment on facing manic bouts. I have not experienced it. I do know that it's real. But I went on to say, I'm just talking about the blues. I'm talking about being totally cheesed off. I'm talking about being absolutely fed up. I'm talking about ending a Sunday and wanting to run as far as I possibly can from every responsibility in pastoral ministry that I have ever known. To run from enduring the smiles and the handshakes, or worse, the grimaces and the complaints, wishing somehow that I could actually merge with the pavement that I'm standing on and be done with it forever. I'm talking about waking up at 2 a.m. and trying to think of one other reasonable thing that I could do with my life if I could only get a job. And fearing that the only reason I'm still in pastoral ministry is because I am unemployable, that I couldn't get a job. And recognizing how easily and how quickly, especially on the back of any sense of success, the Elijah syndrome gets you in a stranglehold. And then you start to say to yourself, there's nobody who really understands this the way I do. There's nobody who really gets what this is like. And off we go, metaphorically, to find our own little broom tree and sit down under it and commiserate with ourselves. And somehow or another he sends an angel. You might not think of your wife as an angel, but you probably should. And she comes to you and she doesn't quote the Bible to you. She says, I brought you a bottle of water and a bran muffin. Give yourself a shake, would you? That kind of angelic visitation, which really hurt. But in actual fact, that's what happened to Elijah, wasn't it? They didn't sing him out of it. He said to him, hey, I'm not sure you're looking at things correctly. In other words, it was a reminder to him of the fact that he had experienced that was real, that was not enjoyable, that he genuinely felt what he felt, and yet he was wrong. It's surely fascinating that some of the most profoundly helpful hymns and/or hymns that have become a large part of our hymnody in our circles have more than a tinge of difficulty at the very heart of them. When peace like a river attendeth my way, when sorrows like sea billows roll, is written out of the heartache of the loss of Spafford's 4 daughters. God moves in a mysterious way his wonders to perform. He plants his footsteps in the sea and rides upon the storm. Is written by Cowper, who spent 3 spells in a mental institution. So the idea that somehow or another the journey of ministerial privilege is a journey that takes us always up and beyond the cloudy terrain, the turbulent stuff, that you can always go higher than it, is neither true to the Bible nor is it true to our own human experience.